Hello travelers, Tara here, and we're gonna do a quick open reading for you today. There is a lot of electricity in the air. There are going to be lots of things changing. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will have tomorrow, Chiron moves into Aries, and this is pretty big. And in a couple of weeks, Uranus will finally move into Taurus, and that is going to be the start of a lot of changes and upheaval across world markets, because Taurus rules the stock market, and you're already seeing some of those wild gains and losses in certain companies. Now, I know you guys have heard me complaining about Facebook, and mark my words, Facebook will turn to a paid platform, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I went ahead and quit Facebook. They've already made money off of me without my consent, so I'm not going to voluntarily pay them any more money. I just won't do it. That's me. I also kind of get the feeling that perhaps later on Google may want you to pay for their services. I think if I said in one of the videos a few days back that there's something about the user end agreements and the way that they're doing the advertising, and something just doesn't sit right with me. And so that's pretty much what my guides have been telling me. So any of you who are using Facebook to advertise, and you're using AdSense and things of that nature to help bring in more income, be aware that those changes, I think, will be coming. This is what I'm getting. So with the Aries stellium, Aries is all about me. It's about your face, your name, your brand, your reputation, self-promotion, self-marketing. This could even be about your appearance. So there are some changes kind of going on. Now, Chiron and Aries, and I just did a reading for somebody and talking about Chiron. And Chiron is the asteroid known as the wounded healer. And a lot of people really don't understand what that term means. And what that means is, if you grab your natal chart, not the zero Aries chart, but the natal chart, your birth chart, you find the house where Chiron sits, okay? So let's say if he sits in, I don't know, the 7th house. That tells me, in looking at your chart, that you have a lot of wounds dealing with in partnerships. Okay, this could be marriage partners, committed partners, family relationships, business relationships, okay? And what that means by being the wounded healer is, it's about going through trials and tribulations and suffering and having pain in that particular area of life. But Chiron says that you've already, if you've been hurt in those areas before, what can you do to heal the situation and to heal yourself so that you don't have to go through that again? And not only how can you heal yourself through that, but how can you take what you've learned through your experiences and help other people who may be going through the same thing? That is what typically Chiron is all about. I look at Chiron in a different way. I look at Chiron as being a maverick. Chiron does things that are completely unexpected, and that is the energy. So what I mean by that is, the myth of Chiron, he was half man, half centaur. So first of all, he was deformed in some way, or not accepted, or treated differently. In fact, he was cast out. His parents said they sent him to an island to live. He was expected to die, but instead he survived. And not only did he survive, through the idea of his isolation and his loneliness and his pain that he went through, that he ended up learning how he taught himself music, archery, art, about herbs and medicines, and he went on to become a great teacher. So this is what I mean. Chiron is about the impossible. What things do you feel are impossible in your life, particularly in the area of life that Chiron rules for you? What pain have you suffered? What trials and tribulations? And then what can you do completely unexpected to change those things for yourself so you don't have to go through those things anymore? That's what, to me, Chiron is all about. So this is huge. He will be moving tomorrow into 0 Aries. At the same time, we have Mercury retrograde. It has station direct, but he's also in his post-shadow phase. So in another, give him another 2 weeks, he's going to come back. He's still at 4 degrees Mercury, 4 degrees Aries, which is where he's stationed retrograde. He's been retrograde for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks or so. And it's going to take him, he has to get all the way back up to 16 degrees Aries. So that's going to take him another 2 weeks. So any news, messages, negotiations, sales, contracts, short distance travel, sometimes this could even be bad weather. That stuff still hasn't straightened itself out yet. And then on top of that, we also have Uranus getting ready to move. And if you've been, and I'm going to tell you, as I've been saying all along, 0 Aries is what's going to show you what's happening in the real world. Okay. And even if you don't have any stocks, you don't own any bonds or any stocks, you could still be affected by what happens on the stock market. Gas prices could go up. Electricity could go up. Your electricity company could go out of business. And then you got to find another one, or it could be taken over by another company. So these things, do not assume because you don't have any stocks or bonds, or you don't have any skin in the game in the stock market, that you won't be affected. So this is why you kind of want to look to see what changes are coming, and there are going to be changes, I think, also across the banking system. So this is going to affect getting credit, loans, mortgages. It may affect your taxes. These are things you want to look at, okay? And try to see what's coming down the pike. How is that change going to affect me? So I would suggest that starting now, go somewhere and listen to the stock market report for 5 minutes if they're telling you what, and what stocks are changing, what companies sold off, what companies have lost value in stock, which ones have gone up. And I do feel that there's going to be some kind of huge change in the tech stocks, because Uranus rules electricity. So therefore it has to do with things transmitted through electrical wires. So this would be your Facebook, your Twitter, your Tumblr, your cell phone, your Facebook, the internet, television, radio. Things are going to be changing. So pay attention to those things. They can help you see kind of the trends that are coming. Okay. And do know that history does repeat itself. So, what does that mean for you in your personal chart? Everybody has their own story because their chart is different. And that does require a transit watch. I do transit watch, a transit tutorial, and that's where you purchase the product. We get on the phone. I create your chart for you, and I walk you through it. And I also show you how to read those transits for yourself using a free program online. If you are not a member and you don't have a chart, you can contact me through the support desk, and you can purchase a chart separately, and we can look at it. It is quite interesting to see what is happening here. So that's that. And know that once Taurus moves, Uranus moves into Taurus, that's going to be an opposition across the to the 8th house of Scorpio. Scorpio rules other people's money, and oppositions mean an opposing factor, opposing energy, people opposed to you, organizations opposed to you, groups opposed to you. Scorpio rules other people's monies. So this would extend to mortgages that you have in partnership or marriage. These are deadly serious financial agreements, and sometimes they have a sexual component to them. In other words, this could be about alimony, child support, divorce settlement, the splitting up of property. It could be about charities, organizations. It's about other people's resources. Okay, your last will and testament. What when you get married and somebody dies, what do they leave you, or what do you have to leave them? So those are the kinds of things that are going to be in opposition. Those are both money signs. Okay, big money signs. And you'll find that a lot of people who work in finance and accounting and the stock market all have Scorpio or Taurus factors. So, that being said, we're just going to pull these cards and see what story the cards want to tell. Do know that you don't have to have anything going on in your life necessarily. Whatever the story is being told, you don't have to still get a reading if you want to know something in your life, okay? Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry, Knight of Pentacles. So what I'm looking at is some kind of event, but it's an event that's taken a long time to culminate, or it still hasn't happened for some of you yet. Now, typically the Knight of Pentacles is going to be, it has to do perhaps some kind of financial venture, but also it's about the doing of something, okay? That's what the Pentacles represent, the physical plane. And typically the Knight will be a student, somebody who has studied, or he's very slow and meticulous in making his plans, very slow to act, very deliberate, very cautious, can sometimes probably be so slow as to bore you to tears. But you can best believe that once he does make his move, whatever he's moving towards, it's going to be successful because he's already studied it. He's looked at it. He's thought about it. He's plotted it. He's planned it. He knows what he's doing. That's if it shows up as a person. So this is our situation right now. What's underneath the foundation? The Four of the Four of Pentacles. Now this card in this deck talks about retirement. So we're looking at 401ks, Roth IRAs. We're looking perhaps at maybe college funds. We're looking at retirement packages, maybe vacations in terms of what am I going to do once I get through. Do I have enough? Have I saved enough? Is it solid enough? Is it stable enough? Can I please, am I going to be okay if the worst happens? And the Emperor. Now there's our Aries card. Okay, and this is about looking at us. And what does the Emperor wants to increase his territories without perhaps having to do a whole lot, or having to move a whole lot, or lose a whole lot. So this is really the idea of not making decisions based solely on logic, but also not making decisions solely based upon your emotions, okay? It is about trying to maintain that balance, but still to be all about you. That's what Aries rules. It's about me, 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 and more me, all right? So there's a huge focus on the self right now. The drive, the determination, the ambition. The Knight of Wands. So now I'm looking at two different messages. One coming in, that's slow coming in, and one that's coming from afar or from a distance. For some of you, this might be from east to west. It's definitely a recurrence. Whenever I see the Knight of Wands come through, it always speaks to me of either someone or something returning, coming back quite quickly. Two of Pentacles. Some kind of choice or option, but also a duality. What do I do? Literally, what do I do? The Strength card. For some of you, I really feel this is a change of direction. Now, some of you may be dealing with a fire sign male. The Emperor can be a boss. He can be a mentor, a teacher. The person could be in the military. They could be a police officer. I've seen him sometimes show up as a judge. So for some of you, this might be some kind of legal issue coming back around, or the terms and conditions may have changed because Mercury is under retrograde. The way out, the Ace of Swords, the Hermit, the Four of Wands, and the Two of Wands. Definitely, there's some kind of commitment or proposal. It's a question about whether or not you should join or whether or not you should go it alone. How do I find the stability that I need? For some of you, yes, you should go it alone and set your ship out, or your little boat out on the water, okay? Which in turn is going to bring up new challenges and new choices for you and new options. What's under the deck? Here is a King of Cups. This is our overall energy. Now, for some of you, this could be a father figure, because that is what the Emperor is all about. He represents the father in the tarot. So for some of you, this could be about maybe your father who is elderly and maybe will be contacting you to talk to you about his last will and testament, or his investments, his property, or taxes, or those are all the things. Both of those things are included in the 8th house and the 2nd house, Taurus and Scorpio. But Taurus is about personal finances, and excuse me, Scorpio is about finances you have in partnership with other people. How do two people join together, bring all of their stuff together to make more and create more? But then it's a Pluto house. It's ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is about power and control. Who has it and who doesn't? And how do we try to balance that out? How do I merge everything that I am and everything that I have with another person, but still stand separately? Okay, that's a real deep kind of thing, but there it is. Now, I have 2 4s and 2 2s. For some of you, this is the idea of joining forces with someone, perhaps maybe leaving. Okay. For others of you, this could be about the realization that you have actually come a lot farther than perhaps you've even given any thought to. You've been just focused on doing whatever it is that you have needed to do, but suddenly we see this Knight of Wands come in, and this is the and it comes in quite quickly and brings about either this could either be about working a second job, gaining another job, 2 financial options, the news that you're going to have to juggle all of these things by yourself, having the Strength card to do it. To not allow any fear to enter into this. Do not be too emotional. Do not be too logical. Try to maintain your balance, your strength, courage, determination, focus, and faith. Yes, maybe for a time, some of you might feel alone, be alone, or like, God, I'm walking this road all by myself. But there is something to gain here. And 2 4s can also be about a possible home move, about a possible change of address. 2 4s can also speak about a safe and secure time period. But I will dare say that you should not become complacent because it ends with a 2. Again, a choice or an option, a decision that needs to be made. Now, I have 3 major arcana cards here. Over this, there is definitely this King of Cups. There is some, I don't know, maybe if some of you might be getting married or a proposal has come in. Maybe this King of Cups is not a love interest. Maybe this is somebody who might be the head of a charitable organization, or somebody who does a lot of giving, who's been very kind and compassionate to you. This could even be you yourself, even if you are female. It's a distinctly kind of a male energy here that's trying to ride in. All 4 of these cards at the top are men. Let me show you the cards. Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry, Knight of Pentacles. I got page on the brain. 4 of Coins of Pentacles. Oh, it's 3 4s. There, yeah, here's a 4th 4. There is the Emperor. I don't know what 3 4s mean. I'll have to go back and look for you. There's the Knight of Wands. Okay, and because I have these 2 court cards Actually, in a sense, it's two or three. There's a third person over this whole thing, or that maybe has an effect on this. But there's these two court cards and the twos here. So let me see, four, yeah, three fours and two twos. All right, here we go. So there's the Two of Pentacles. Isn't that a lovely card? Here is the Strength card, an 8. There is the Ace of Swords. And this is about some kind of truth or realization or knowledge that's coming in. It could also sometimes be about worry and anxiety. There's the Hermit. There's the Four of Wands. And here's this lovely two twos. Now, that's interesting because in the background there, I don't know if these are ostriches. Those look like two ostriches. And ostriches do what? Sometimes they, quote unquote, bury their heads in the sand. But they're also very powerful birds, and they can run very fast. So this might be outrunning something, trying to move at a quicker speed. They're also very, very protective of their eggs. But they cover a lot of open ground. Okay, that's another thing. And they pretty much stand head and shoulders above all other birds. So there's a lot of messages contained in that card, that one card, right? So let's take a look first and see what the two twos tell a commitment and or an engagement. Now this is not always about a romantic thing, okay? When you sign on the dotted contract to get a new loan, that's a damn commitment. That's a partnership. You just went in a partnership with the lender, okay? An engagement, that could just simply mean two people coming together or two people meeting. Maybe you meet somebody at a place. This could again be a partnership. It could be committed partnership. It could be an engagement. Can be anything. Let's put this on the books, okay? It could be anything. Now let's look at the 3 4s, and then I'm going to give you the other interpretation. Three fours imply that you are being overly cautious about everything. That's one of the interpretations. Remember, I was saying to you, don't be complacent. This could be that energy. Overly cautious. And maybe this is what the Hermit energy is trying to tell me. Now, let me look at the other interpretation of 2 2s and 3 4s. 2 2s, harmonious changes in communication and the need to make a choice. Well, we see that. And then the 3 4s, a house move. And for some people, this isn't necessarily a real house move. This could be some people, their job. You know, you spend more time at work than you really do at home. A lot of us do. And so this could be that concept of a new work home coming in. Now, let me see if I can pull up any information on the 4 of coins, the 2 of coins, the 4 of wands, and the 2 of wands. Touching upon this Hermit, the Strength card, and the Emperor card, okay? And to see if this is some information. So we'll start here with the 4 of coins. Next to this Emperor, touching on the Strength card and having an influence around this Hermit here. So we're going to start and then I'm going to move down to the 2 of coins because it's next, okay? Nothing on the 4 of coins. Let's move to the 2 of coins. by the Ace of Swords. It's an indication that you need to keep a tight rein on your budget at this time, as overspending on frivolous items will lead to disappointment and misery. Think twice prior to purchasing non-essential items. You are asked to reevaluate any new considerations or plans. It is a message to consider all relevant spending and do not overspend or be flippant about financial issues at this time. And that's kind of what I mean when I say, you know, don't become complacent that things are good for you. Okay? Don't become complacent. This boat indicates some kind of movement here in the Four of Wands. Now I am going to actually look at the I want to look at this Ace of Swords here to see if I can pull up any information about this. Next to the Two of Pentacles indicates financial gain, success, and victory are yours. But it's also, you know, I'm reading for so many people, so this is not for everybody. For some of you, that message about be careful with your spending is very, very true. For others of you, this could be about the idea that you will be getting some kind of gains and success. And I would say if you're able to hang on to your money, you know, if you're able to keep more than what's going out, that's a damn victory. Okay? And it's success if you can do that. There's that Knight of Pentacles. Let's take a look at the Four of Wands. And I'm sorry, yeah, the Four of Wands next to the Two of Wands around these particular cards. So we'll go to the Four of Wands. You know, and I don't have no answer for that. I really don't. Four of Wands next to the Hermit. It tells of a very independent and creative individual who possesses the ability of self-expression. It denotes a decidedly individual person with a strong ability of self-expression and depicts one who is very creative when alone and one who is a very individual person. Well, yeah, but somebody is either trying to come in or some new element is trying to come in. Honestly. Let's look at the Two of Wands here. Then I'm going to read you the meanings of the cards. Then we're going to pull some Sibilas, and then we're going to close this reading out. It's the Two of Wands. With the Emperor, it is a message that opportunities are abound and opportunity is imminent. So establish yourself and set ideas into motion. The time is fruitful. Make the most of it. Well, isn't that something? Okay, let's read the meanings of the cards. We start with the Knight of Pentacles here. The key words are solid, useful, responsible, practical, and grounded. The Knight of Pentacles represents someone who is steadfast and true. He's loyal to your cause and committed to your mission. And I would dare say that who is more loyal to you than yourself? Four of Pentacles. Focus on your material needs and physical existence. Make your money and property. Make sure that your money and property are all in order. Protect your health, your physical well-being, and your finances. That is always anybody's first responsibility to themselves, no matter what partnership you find yourself in, particularly if you're female. The key words are wealth, material gain, asset management, and protection. Here is the Emperor. You must challenge authority, even if that authority is your own. Consolidate your power and think strategically, with your head and not with your heart. This is a time for action, not apathy. The keywords are leadership, authority, confidence, control, reason, and logic. This is about me. That's what this energy is talking about, the concept of me. Okay? Me, 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 me. All right, Knight of Wands. You are destined for a journey, a quest, or a rescue. Go out and find your holy grail. The key words are ardor, fervor, dynamism, and desire. But I always read those as some kind of message, and it's like all of a sudden some of you make the decision, because this energy is traveling back to just break with whatever it is you've been considering or where you've been. It's not a lot of movement, but there's an implication that this, and for some of you this has been a long time in coming. Okay, Two of Coins, right in the center. And this is the block, but this shows me that it's going to be moving up. Your life is in a steady state of flux. Because the Suit of Pentacles relates to money and a material existence, you may be balancing two jobs or trying to live in two separate worlds. The keywords are balance, equilibrium, dexterity, and harmony. In other words, maybe some of you have been trying to compartmentalize certain areas of your life, and you're being asked to figure out either what to get rid of or how to integrate those two things. Here's the Strength card. Practice discipline and self-control. But if you must bare your fangs and roar, be civilized about it. So in other words, this is a Leo card, and that can sometimes play as somebody who is demanding that everything go their way or everything be cater to them. Okay, and it's just asking you to, you know, be a little bit more diplomatic and in self-control of yourself, either if that's the way you are or if that's somebody you're dealing with. That's how I'm getting that. Now, Ace of Swords. Oh, the swords, the swords, the swords. You can deliver great prosperity or great misery. Use your skills for good and not evil. And try not to cut anybody. Right? So for some of you, this is, you know, that idea, that concept that you might have to burn a bridge with somebody. Sometimes, you know, look, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you do just need to flip your hair, smile, throw that match, and keep walking. Sometimes you really do. But there's also a way that you can sometimes ease out of a situation or leave a situation without actually burning that bridge. Okay? So it says triumph, delivery, fertility, intellectual ability. You got to figure out how to do it. I think some of you are in a place where you're trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. The Hermit. Now is a time to venture out alone, or you can lose yourself in a crowd. Do not fear solitude as you do your best thinking in silence. The key words are insight, introspection, meditation, philosophy, prudence, and deliberation. In other words, kind of keep your own counsel right now. Okay? That's how that's coming across to me. Four of Wands. It's not always, you don't need to tell everybody what you're doing. The Four of Wands is the card of wedded bliss. It can also herald other family-focused celebrations like bridal showers, bachelor parties, housewarmings, and christenings. The card's keywords are stability, harmony, happiness, and union. I keep saying, I don't know, this is for some of you, this could literally be about the idea that you're going to get married, or you've been thinking about getting married, or maybe you meet somebody. Maybe somebody comes back from your past. Hey, I made a mistake. I do want to marry you. I don't know. Two of Wands. Success can be yours in business, especially if you have a partner. Look for connections that could be mutually beneficial. But remember that you're in control of your own destiny. That's what I'm trying to tell you. How can I merge with somebody else and bring all my stuff together but still maintain my own thing? I can still be the captain of my own ship. Okay? That's a tough question. Power and control. Who has it? Who doesn't? But how do we share it? The keywords are vision, ambition, authority, and influence. That's the Two of Wands. Well, isn't. Oh wait, let me give you that King of Cups, and that's our overall energy that's over the top of the spread here. So, King of Cups symbolizes business, law, or the ministry. You might need an advisor for guidance, or you might play such a role yourself. The key words are kindness, generosity, compassion, and creativity. And underneath him is the Eight of Cups. It is time to find your promised land and claim new territories and explore new horizons. Don't be disappointed by setbacks and postponements. The key words are progress, completion, achievement, and satisfaction. So it may feel as though, I'm sorry, it's a Five of Cups, not the Eight. I don't know why I saw 8 on there. It's a Five of Cups. I'm sorry. So scratch that. Let me, because the Eight of, because I was going to say the Eight of Cups has a train on it. The Five of Cups. Let go of the past. Forgive your mistakes and make the most of your voyage through life. You won't grieve like this forever. The key words are transition, compassion, reconciliation, and recovery. And reconciliation for some of you could very well mean that you might reconcile with somebody. For others of you, it's about reconciling the fact that, hey, this shit's over with. Be done. Be gone. So let's pull some, what I'm most interested in looking at, this Emperor, this Knight of Wands. Now, those of you who have been with me for a while know that I tell you that old lovers, or people that thought they wanted to be old lovers, or people you thought you wanted to be your old lover, typically will return under a Mercury retrograde. And what will happen is you guys might get together for a little while, and then as soon as Mercury turns direct, so between now, let's say yesterday, today, and the next couple of weeks, that person gonna be gone. They're not gonna be able to sustain it. Okay? And for some of you, you may discover that all of a sudden, oh, what did I even see in her? Or, oh, what did I even see in him? Or, oh, what did I even see in going to work for that place? Why did I even, you know, that kind of a thing, you know? And just keep in mind, if you find yourself in a situation that you feel you can't get out of, that's just an illusion. And the reason why I say that is this Eight of Swords has come underneath the deck, underneath this Five of Cups. Okay? That just means that, you know, it's the way that you are thinking yourself that's creating any heartache or hardship or anxiety or worry. All right? And if you just put your mind to it, you can think your way out of a paper bag. Okay? And some of you may feel like you're in a paper bag, you know? Well, what are you going to do to get out of it? All right, here we go. We're going to look at this Emperor. Bambino, Militare, and the Disgrazia. Now, for some of you, this really could be some kind of new contract or business deal or marketing plan or something that has come through, some kind of new legality that just has kind of went up in flames. That's a Tower card. And at the very beginning of this reading, I've been talking to you guys about Uranus and Aries. And there it is. That's going to cause you to reverse course. You're going to have to reverse course. Now, here is the, we're going to look at this Knight of Wands here. What is this thing that's coming back? That's resurrecting. You know, we do have Asclepius in Aries, and Asclepius is always about people and situations you thought was dead, gone, and over, roaring back to life. Okay, for some of you, this might be a financial issue. For some of you, it might be a legal issue. It could be an old ex popping up, or the same old situation. You already then broke up, but the same situation and come back around again. Hidden intentions, lies, and deceptions. Now, sometimes, and right now, this card is saying to me, this is something that hasn't been revealed to you yet. This is what's going to cause you to want to change direction. Let's see what this is telling us. See, while you're busy looking in one direction, there's something else going on that you're not aware of yet. But that also tells me that you're not going to, at least you shouldn't, allow this to deter you from what really your vision is and where you're trying to go. Even though there ain't nobody there for you to talk to about it, even though there ain't no, and some of you are looking, you're actually waiting on some information to come in. Okay? This really is what this is telling me. All right? Something hinky ain't right. And what you're looking for is an opportunity to either straighten this out, clear the air, clear the decks, or complete it. That's the card of communication, but you see there's nobody there. So this is a return of a situation and or person for some of you. I'm even looking to talk to him or her, and then boom, out of the blue, here they come. So let's take a look at this Hermit card. This is also telling me that Belvedere with the stanza, that if you are not cautious, if you are getting ready to go into some kind of contract or renegotiate or sign something or seal the deal, because it's leading out, there's going to be some kind of losses. There's something hidden here that you don't see. It's not necessarily that maybe it's somebody trying to be maybe in a malicious manner. Maybe they are, but maybe, you know, but maybe it's not really something malicious, but it's just something deceptive about the message coming in. Okay? There's something you're not seeing. An ulterior motive, so to speak. Setting you up to be the fall guy. The Hermit. The Vedovo. The man chained to his past. The sad man. He's mourning a loss. Oh, I'm so alone. The Giovane Fanciulla. So now this is two things. This is attraction to a young girl. So this could be somebody younger than you. It could speak to a new female in the picture. But it could also be the idea that you have gained your independence. That's what the Virgin is all about. Okay, this is somebody who doesn't really need anybody to take care of them. Okay, I got my own shit. Don't you got your own shit? Okay? Or just like I had shit before I met you, I can get shit again. That kind of situation. Because it's just material things, right? And the Speranza. And this could be the idea that maybe you have left somebody. Look, you ain't been acting right. I got to leave you. Okay? Because you ain't been acting right. That's why I tell you women, always keep your own pink slip. Even if you, and what I mean by that is when you get ready to quit, you just quit. Don't nobody fire you from the relationship. You quit. Okay? I don't care if you're waiting tables at Denny's and you know, taking tips. As long as you have some type of finances and you're protecting your own financial integrity, maintaining your own pink slip, you can walk. You have choices and options. And maybe that's what you got to do to show somebody that, hey, I'm not putting up with that crap. Let's see what this Wedded Bliss card is all about. And this could be somebody who coming in and say, yeah, baby, you know, I love you. I want you to do this. So, yeah, man, y'all have sugar mamas out there. Baby, I'll take care of you. I'll do this. I'll do that. Until they get pissed at you or they feel like they want to own you. You know what I'm saying? They make you beholden to them. Walk. I don't care if I got to pack my crap in a trash bag and get on a bus. I will leave. Dead straight. L'amante, the male lover. The Gran Signore has come out. Yes, sweetheart. I think that this is either for some of you, all the idea about putting those past crumb cakes and chicken heads to the curb, and somebody else coming in who really is going to be very pivotal to your future movement and development forward in whatever manner that means. Okay, of course you need a reading, a personal reading for that, because everybody's story is different. So let's pull, we're going to pull 2 cards. We're going to pull one angel answer card, because for some of you this is a business situation, a familial situation. Okay, you know, baby, I miss you. Whatever. Baby, I miss you. I know I was acting wrong. I need my nails did. And whether it's same sex or heterosexual, okay? Baby, I need to go get my hair did. But then they want to acting right. Okay. Now, for some of you, that may be for business. I don't know. For some of you, that could be for romance. And nobody's saying choose a new direction. It's not necessarily walk away altogether. It could just be choose to negotiate it differently. That's also choosing a new direction. Look, we're not going to be doing that shit no more. Okay? That's really what it's all about. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Now, for some of you, this could indeed be somebody new coming in. For others of you, this is about somebody who's already took you through a whole bunch of, you know, trials and tribulations. That's a soulmate too, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's who you're supposed to stay with. That person's there to teach you some lessons about what you need to do for yourself, okay, to improve yourself, so that the next soulmate you meet, you're going to be more prepared for them. So let's read these. Choose a new direction. It says the time has come to choose a new direction for your life. The circumstances that you find yourself living in may seem unfulfilling, or perhaps your heart is full of discontent. You know that there is something more out in the world for you, and you've been procrastinating following the guidance of your angels. In other words, for some of you, y'all have been getting, oh, I need to leave. I need to go. I got to get out of this. And you haven't done it. Make a conscious choice to be the person you are meant to be. Create an action plan for yourself that leads you in the direction of your divine life purpose. But you need to begin taking steps immediately towards a happier future. I don't know what that means for some of y'all. Keep an open mind. The romance angels sent you this card as a reminder to stay open to the possibility of your soulmate appearing in a form that may differ from what you expect. This is especially true if you tend to date a certain type of individual. You drew this card to help you discover your soulmate. This card may signal that you've already been introduced to this person but have overlooked his or her romantic potential. Remember we were talking about that engagement? Remember I said it could be like you meeting somebody somewhere? Take the time to get to know the various individuals you meet, even if there isn't an initial attraction. At the very least, you will learn more about yourself. And what the hell? Make a new friend. I mean, really? You got so many friends you can't use a new one? Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped. And until next time, namaste.